Oh, yeah, me too. We begin this week with, we begin this week in November of 1997. On the 23rd, it was World War III. If everybody's watched last booking of World War III, that was a big show. That was where...
Well, for us, not for the actual show.
Well, yeah. I mean for this timeline, for my timeline. It was where we revealed the truth of whose side everybody's really on when it comes to the New World Order and World Championship Wrestling. So, let's see what big things we got going on tonight at this night, World War III, 1997.
In reality.
Yes, in reality, what went down.
Alright, so first off, starting off with a big tag match, the Faces of Fear defeating Ernest Miller and Glacier. I feel like I literally just read that.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I know I'm keeping it.
Well, at least it's consistency.
Yes.
Alright, let's see. Next up, you got the World Television title match. I'm assuming he won this on a Nitro, but Saturn with Raven defeats Disco Inferno, who I'm not sure how he got this television title match, but...
Oh, he was over, don't you know? Everybody was buying tickets.
Ooh, Raven?
Well, I meant Disco. Just being smart aleck. But no, yeah, Raven is always awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say
love
that's what I thought you were talking about, because I know you were talking about Disco. My God.
Glenn Gilberti would disagree with us. He thought Disco was amazing.
He thought that was a 5-star gimmick, I'm sure. He thought he should have been world champion.
I bet.
And honestly, in WCW, they put the strap on David Arquette. Might as well.
Worse than David Arquette, Vince Russo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I think I actually blocked that out of
because
my
at
mind.
least you can make the argument, and I will, to give the title to David Arquette.
Can't wait to hear your argument.
Oh, it's not right now. It's
it's in the future.
In the future.
I remember when it happened.
Yes.
I just can't wait to hear your argument.
Oh, yeah. It has to do with the red carpet.
You know what? I can see where you're going with this.
But anyway, back to World War III.
Right, sorry. Back to reality. Let's see. Next up, you got Blue Justice. Yuji Nagata with
Sonny Ono
defeating Ultimo Dragon. Man, Ultimo Dragon loses a lot on these pay-per-views. And I remember when he had like 1,002 championships. Who a legend.
If I wasn't worried about Big Daddy WWE, I'd put the image up of him holding all the belts. But they'd probably
it's
say
a phenomenal picture.
They'd probably say mine, even though I probably ain't.
I don't even think it was.
Well, yeah, but anytime it's WCW property, they're like, "Oh, we paid good money for that." So,
did you though? You got it on a discount, basically.
Well, the fact is that the whole reason that the show has turned into primarily graphics is because I got struck in the past by the big corporations saying,
because they get sensitive.
Pay me the money you don't make from this. I'm like, cool, you got it, pal.
No. Not happening. All right, let's see. Next up, you got your WCW World Tag Team title match. Steiner Brothers with DiBiase defeating Dave Taylor and Steven Regal. Almost called him William by accident. Gotta remember the gimmicks, pal. Gimmicks. See, no disqualification match. You got Raven defeating Scotty Riggs. Sure, that was fun. You got a singles match with Steve McMichael defeating Alex Wright with Deborah McMichael in their corner because WCW's got WCW. You got let's see, your WCW World Cruiserweight title match. Eddie Guerrero defeats Rey Mysterio Jr. and I'm sure it was another banger.
Two great talents.
They're so good. They're so good, man. Let's see. Next up, you got your WCW US title match being contended in a no disqualification match. Kurt Hennig defeating Ric Flair in a 17-minute banger. I'm sure.
If everybody remembers from last episode, I canceled Flair and Hennig's match at the pay-per-view to help sell War Games in that spot. So, we're heading into the main event, right?
Yeah, the main event.
So, before we get to my main event, or the real one, I just want to say, I don't change one match. Everything he just said, that's what I booked also. Like I said, the only caveat is this isn't a repeat from last month. This is the first time Flair and Hennig are touching since Hennig did the head smashing gimmick.
Definitely a lot better. All right.
You just want to tell us who won. There's 60 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not. No. Just like last time, I'm not reading all these
Good.
names.
Smart.
So literally, the winner is Scott Hall. A lot of great names are in this. In fact, most of the names I just read on this pay-per-view are in this match.
Yes.
So,
but
let's take it away.
In reality, Scott Hall won this match. But if everybody remembers, Scott Hall won last World War III to get a shot at Hollywood Hulk Hogan at Sold Out and win his first World Heavyweight Championship in this timeline. So I do not have Scott Hall win back-to-back. What I do is I have Hollywood Hogan go into War Games, and he wins for the opportunity to get a rematch for his title at Starrcade in 1997. So the main event of Starrcade 97 will remain Sting versus Hogan, but the roles are reversed. Hogan goes in as the challenger, and Sting goes in as the champion.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the important stuff. Because the card is really freaking good, so I didn't change a thing. So, let's move on.
Real quick, I just want to
yes.
cameo a couple of the names in here.
Absolutely.
Just for fun. So DDP was in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho was in this match.
Absolutely.
Chavo Jr. in this match. Guerrero Jr. for clarification. You got Booker. You got Fit Finlay, which I completely forgot he was in WCW.
Really? Yeah, that's where I met him.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
What's he like? I'm out of curiosity.
What? No, I don't mean legitimately met him. I meant.
Well, you said
WCW
met.
was where I was.
Where you?
I didn't work for WCW.
I know you didn't work. I thought you meant you went to a show or something.
Oh, I wish. No, when WCW was on the air, I lived at home and couldn't afford jack.
Gotcha.
No, what I meant was...
Well, listen, I didn't exist, so I didn't know the difference.
Right. Well, what I mean is, like, you met Fit Finlay on SmackDown, I would presume.
You were spot on, yeah.
Well, it just made sense because I know when you start watching wrestling. But yeah, so I met Fit Finlay as the Belfast Bruiser in WCW with his feud with William Regal. So.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to go back and watch that.
There's a really nice documentary of his life.
Finlay's?
Yes.
Really?
Some British, maybe not British, but some.
Sure, it's something.
Yeah, some European such and such put it out on their stuff, and I found it on YouTube once, so you probably check it out. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big Finlay fan. I like the guy, so I definitely will. Like his son too.
Yes.
He had a hell of a G1 climax, and I know you didn't watch this year's.
You're correct.
But it was he had a hell of a beat Will Ospreay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, Will Ospreay and Juice Robinson. So he's doing all right.
Good.
Basically, is the long and short of it. But yeah, all right. Starrcade, 1997.
3 days after Christmas.
Damn, is it?
Yeah, 12/28.
Oh, sure enough. What a Christmas present. Let's see. In the real world, you got your WCW Cruiserweight title match, which I'm sure was another banger because they always are.
Yes.
Eddie Guerrero defeating Dean Malenko.
The Cruiserweights were a wonderful highlight of World Championship Wrestling.
It was a great idea by Bishop.
And I understand where Papa H is coming from right now, where you're having a less of an emphasis on size and weight because he wants to push guys like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Right.
But when I think of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, not only do I think of DIY, but I also think of the 2017 Cruiserweight Classic. And man,
what a match!
I honestly,
they've had one bad match in the 10 times they've touched.
Well, what I was gonna say is, like, I honestly am not anti-weight divisions, but what I would do is I would make the top title, whether it's the Universal or just WWE Championship, I would make it an open weight title. That way that if Johnny's the hottest thing since sliced bread or Braun Strowman's the hottest thing in the company, it doesn't matter whether it's a humongous guy or a smaller wrestler. You don't put a weight class on the top title, and then everybody else wrestles within their weight classes.
So you gotta want to do it like New Japan does it.
Well, I mean, they still call their top title the IWGP World Heavyweight title. So what I would say is that would be its own division.
What I meant was, like, because Strong is like, so their top title on Strong
is an open weight.
Is an open weight title.
Correct.
And they also have the never open weight on the
Correct.
big show.
But I would
limit
limit the only open weight title in WWE to be preferably the WWE Championship.
Right.
Or if you have to call it Universal, then fine. But I'd prefer not to.
Well, I mean, they're gonna change the name anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying. I've never liked Universal as much as I do
World.
Well, either World or just the company title. WWE.
Yeah. So insert company name, belts.
Correct. But World's
We
fine.
can say belt again. Vince is gone.
Yes.
How
did I get here? Oh, we were talking about
We were
cruiserweight
talking about
wrestling.
cruiserweights.
Yes. Sorry. Continue.
All good. Eddie defeats Dean Malenko. Great match. 15 minutes. Next match, you had your 6-man tag team match. You had the NWO, which in this iteration consists of Randy Savage, Scott Norton, and Vincent, defeating Ray Taylor and the Steiner brothers, which, in case you need details on who the Steiner brothers are, it's Rick and Scott. You just wrote it down this time for some reason. Not sure why. But it was there. Let's see. Next up, Bill Goldberg's first pay-per-view match.
In the real time
In
one.
the real time line. He defeats Steve McMichael in a surprisingly long 6-minute match. Sorry, I had to make the joke. It was there. Let's see. Next up, you got a no disqualification match. Saturn defeats Benoit. Then you got Buff defeating Lex Luger. And then you got me flipping the page so I can tell you what happened next.
While you're getting prepared, I forgot to mention that at World War III, Bischoff reveals that he's a member of the New World Order. I had to do that.
Even
though I was avoiding putting non-WWF people in, I considered him an exception, just like Dennis Rodman, because Dennis Rodman's not a wrestler and Eric Bischoff's not a wrestler. Thus, I let them both slide in under the radar, and that's important because of the way that I booked Starrcade. So I just had to add that. Because I read it and skipped it because I still wasn't comfortable with it, but I was looking at Starrcade while you're talking, and I was like, I gotta do it. So, non-WWF member of New World Order, Eric Bischoff, did join at World War III.
It makes him feel special, though, instead of just being another WCW guy that's in the group.
Well, and he helped Hogan be the last man standing in the 60-man Battle Royal, so.
Yeah. Definitely helps. All right, let's see. Over here, you got your U.S. title match. Diamond Dallas Page defeats Kurt Hennig to become the United States champion of WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next, you got... I can't believe we had this match happen. So you got your Control for Monday Nitro match with special guest referee Bret Hart. Was this Bret's debut?
It was, but I have a very important word to say. No, that's not how we're doing it. No.
That was stupid.
Yes.
I'm so sad because he was literally the hottest thing in wrestling.
Yes.
When this happened, they were like, let's make him a special guest referee for Larry Zbyszko versus Eric Bischoff. Why?
Stupid.
Zbyszko won for whatever reason. Not that it matters. He was representing WCW.
Well, I can tell you the reason.
NWO.
So the reason was that Bischoff, who is a shoot boss in WCW, was doing a worked gimmick where he was going to try and win the company for WCW, or away from WCW for the NWO, I mean. And so that's what, and Bischoff is fighting on behalf of NWO. Larry Zbyszko stands up for WCW and tradition and says, no, the New World Order can't have it, right? So that's why the match happens. Why Bret's there? No idea. No reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
that's
it makes even less sense because the match ended in effing DQ.
Yep.
And went 11 minutes.
Stupid.
Bischoff is not a wrestler. Zbyszko is... Well, he was old as dirt when I first saw him.
Yeah.
Now he's even older.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. Let's cut the video for a second, then I'll come back. All right, we're back.
I was gonna say, if you need to compose yourself, I can talk about my world.
Yeah, go ahead, take a couple seconds.
So, Bret Hart does debut for World Championship Wrestling at Starrcade, 1997. However, it has nothing to do with Eric Bischoff or Larry Zbyszko. The Larry Zbyszko Eric Bischoff match is for control of Monday Nitro. Larry Zbyszko wins the match, and the fall is counted by Charles Robinson. That's important because Bret Hart's not a part of this thing.
What a great decision.
Starrcade begins with the first NWO versus NWO match since Sold Out. We have Big Bubba teaming with the Steiner brothers to take on Vincent, Hennig, and Savage. that becomes more relevant as the show moves forward. But again, it's key to this storytelling because the NWO don't touch each other, not since sold out in January until December here. The reason that they do start touching each other in competition is because Eric Bischoff thinks that he's going to beat Larry Zbyszko and their NWO is going to be the only show on Monday Night Raw. But more importantly than that, in the main event,
all right, I'll tell you what happened in reality.
Yeah, Josiah's going to finish reality, then I'll tell you what happens in my main event.
All right. Sting defeats Hogan in what is probably the most disappointing title change I've ever seen in my life. Oz, please fix it.
Yes. So, in the real world, I don't know if it's rumor or innuendo, speculation or whatever it is, but Nick Patrick didn't do a fast count. Then Bret Hart comes down, beats up Nick Patrick because of a non-existent fast count, and then calls the match on behalf of Sting. Terrible booking, not a good idea. Sting looks like a cheater. Bret looks like a whiny person. Actually, that reminds me of a person who looks up to Bret Hart. But anyway, that's off topic. So, the important change to the main event. Huh?
I just got you.
Yeah, I thought you might. So, my important change to the main event is that
none of that crap happened.
So what happens is Bret does get involved in the main event, but it's not because of a fast count, it's because he's an ex-WWF guy. So when Sting has Hogan in the Scorpion Deathlock, and also a little bit of jealousy because of that being his
That's
move
my
as well.
Move.
Yes.
I invented that move. I'm a Hart. The Harts invented that.
So, Sting
Good, bro.
loses the world title to Hollywood Hulk Hogan with assistance from Bret Hitman Hart. And when Thunder debuts on January the 15th of 2008, it is not WCW Thunder, it is NWO Thunder. It is the reason why we open the show with the first ever NWO versus NWO match since January of earlier this year. It's because in January of the coming year, when Hogan has the big gold belt, him and Bischoff, who couldn't wrestle Nitro away from WCW, say, screw it, we're going to do our own thing. We proved last January that NWO puts on better shows than WCW in their own mind. But in their defense, they do have Bret Hart, they do have Scott Hall, they do have the Steiner Brothers, they have Kevin Nash,
they have the talent,
Randy Savage. Exactly. And with the massive amount of defections, Thunder, which is a shorter show than Nitro, will be able to have
matches,
competitive NWO versus NWO matches. But while we're working our way into the existence of Thunder, let me break down where the championships lie upon this new split. Exactly.
Brand split, if you will.
So on the NWO Thunder side, we have the big gold belt in the hands of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Okay. En route to Thunder existing, Scott Hall wins the television title, and the Steiners hold the tag team titles. On the WCW side, the U.S. title is held by Scott Flash Norton because he never joins the New World Order in my booking. And I want to push him because I love Scott Norton. Dean Malenko's Cruiserweight Champion. And we bring back two 90s, early 90s, like Blonde Flat Top Sting 90s titles. We bring back the pre-Atlas Holding the Globe tag titles, and we bring back the Ron Simmons World Championship.
The good looking one.
Oh, you don't like Big Gold?
I like Big Gold, but there's something special about it. You know what? I really like Ron Simmons.
Oh, for sure. Me too. Well, and the beauty of it is I feel as though that these titles will have equivalent value to them because, like you said, literally I looked it up. There were only 5 guys who ever held that non-Big Gold belt. Luger, Sting, Flair, how is it? Vader, Ron Simmons. Those are the only 5. Some of them held it more than once, but
Some
still.
great names.
Yeah. And so, because of that, spoiler alert, I'm only booking 5 guys to ever hold that title in my booking, too, just for funsies, so that it has a nice little mirror effect.
That's a good detail.
But for the next show in this here retrospective. While we're looking back, what is up next is WCW NWO Sold Out on January the 24th of 1998. What went down, good sir?
Well, you got, starting off hot and heavy, 8-man tag match. Chavo Guerrero Jr., Juventud Guerrera, Lismark Jr., and I feel like I'm saying Lismark wrong, but...
No, you're saying it right.
Am I really saying it right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. And Super Calo defeating El Dandy, La Parca, Psychosis,
I think El Dandy's Bret Hart's favorite wrestler.
Oh, man.
I think that was a joke, but it was something he said once.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Let's see. Next up, you got a no DQ match. You got Benoit defeating Raven, who also came out with Hammer, Kidman, Lodi, Riggs, and Sick Boy.
Mine and
My
the
God.
Flock.
My God, that's a lot of Flock members.
Yes.
Yeah, he still somehow lost. Love to see it. Let's see. Next up, you got WCW Cruiserweight title match. Jericho defeats Rey Mysterio Jr., which I'm sure was another banger because the Cruiserweights are just great at everything. Then you got your WCW World Television title match. Booker T defeating Rick Martel.
I bet you can't guess which one of those matches you said that I'm not doing.
Let's see.
It's the last one because the TV title's on inside NWO.
Oh, yeah, other way.
Yeah.
Yep, you were correct.
So, just so I don't have to say it, I keep every one of those matches.
Except
Martel and Booker is still happening. It's just now for the U.S. instead of TV. So I have Booker defeat Scott Flash Norton on the way to the pay-per-view. That way that we can keep that match just for a different title.
Ah, okay.
And also, the first man to win the 90s style reintroduced belt is Diamond Dallas Page. He wins the tournament.
Oh, cool.
Just as a general heads up, that way that we can make my version go a little bit faster because
Everything
we'll start
makes
with
more
the
sense.
5th match because the first 4 matches stay the exact same.
Correct. Well, that 5th match is Larry Zbyszko with Dusty Rhodes defeating Scott Hall and Louis Spicolli. Where the hell did Louis Spicolli come from?
Do you he debuted on Nitro. He debuted in the route to this year's show.
Okay.
Do you not know who he is?
No, I know exactly.
Okay.
Because of Tommy Dreamer named a move after him after he passed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say
I looked him up
that
before.
I was gonna say that he was oh my goodness, my brain. He was Rad Radford from the Body Donis. He was the out of shape guy who was trying to become part of the Body Donis with Sonny.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that gimmick. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, but I am familiar with Louis Spicolli.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter because Scott Hall lost by DQ, so it didn't make a difference. But didn't know he was with Scott Hall, so learn something new every day.
Yeah, they were friends, and then Louis didn't make it very long. Yeah.
Oh, such is life, I guess.
Yeah, he actually is potentially the first person that was actively on a roster that I can recall. Obviously, he didn't have that same impact as Brian Pillman because I love Brian Pillman, but like he was the WCW equivalent of Brian Pillman, where he's like actively in storylines and then they
Just
show up and it's like gone.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is heavy. Really heavy. Gonna go ahead and move on. So you got the 6-man tag match. Ray Traylor and the Steiner brothers defeating the NWO, which in this iteration is Buck Bagwell, Conan, and Scott Norton with Vincent.
Which is funny because in my world, none of those guys are NWO.
Not a single one of them. Let's see. Next up, you got Big Sexy Kevin Nash with Bischoff and Hogan defeating the Giants. You got Bret Hart in his first pay-per-view singles match defeating Ric Flair. Let it go 18 minutes, which is shocking. Let's see. Last you got for the main event, Lex Luger defeating Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth in 7 minutes. Wow, Luger really pushing the envelope there, huh?
So my 5th match of the booking. So basically, the opening of the show is the WCW side of the card, and the closing is the NWO side of the card.
Makes sense.
Because let's all be real about this. NWO was pretty friggin' hot. And so we have Hall and Spicoli versus the Steiners, because Steiners are, at this point now, baby faces within the NWO, because each guy, or each person has to find their new role within this NWO Thunder world, because not everybody can work heel. It
says WCW, so.
Well,
just putting it out there.
Well, actually, it's NWO Thunder. But,
different reality.
So, I guess I didn't only book NWO matches, because I also have Diamond Dallas Page defending the reintroduced world title against Ric Flair in my booking. And Page retains.
Cool.
I have... that's so funny. So, I have Vicious and Delicious, which does not make sense, taking on Harlem Heat, because Scott Norton is not associated with the Four Horsemen. So, I'm going to rebook this on the fly. It's Mongo and Bagwell versus Harlem Heat for the tag straps, and Harlem Heat retains. And then the main event is Hogan and Savage for the big gold belt.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's just... it's different because we have...
I'm assuming Hogan wins.
Hogan retains. It's different because we have two separate rosters with WCW and NWO. And so the last show of this episode happens on February the 22nd of 1998. It is Super Brawl. What went down, good sir?
So, starting the show off, you got your World Television title match. Booker T defeats Rick Martel. Big title change because Rick Martel was champion.
Do you know why this title change happened?
I had no recollection.
Rick Martel got hurt and they called an audible in the ring.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
What happened?
He got hurt, and so he said, "Go home."
What was the injury?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It
was clearly serious enough that he said, "Yeah, I should not win this match."
Yeah. Well, and you'll find out why here in just a second.
Gotcha.
Keep reading.
Booker T defeats Saturn to retain his just one television title.
That is why. So Rick Martel said, "I'm not able to defend the title after this match." He's like, "You've got to go over because," and so Booker and Saturn had to call the match on the fly. A match that wasn't even supposed to happen, but because Martel got hurt, and they went home, differently.
Why was this immediately after?
I don't know. It's just the way that they set it up to be.
Yay, WCW.
Yeah.
All right. Because, I mean, they could have just had the match later.
And they should have, but that's how they pre-planned it.
Especially since this match between Booker and Saturn goes damn near 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, but again, that's what happens when you don't have a plan. You're just like, we're doing all of this off the top of my head. And I bet you it didn't feel like 15 minutes to them. They probably felt like, man, we're going short.
Like an eternity. But at least Saturn and Booker are good. So
absolutely. And Martel is good too.
Yeah, but he was hurt. So
right. Well, what I mean is. So Rick Martel was on a Swan Song tour in this time with WCW. It was one of those. What's a good example of like? It's one of every one of Terry Funk's. I still got it kind of runs.
Oh, it's that little Rock and Roll Express. We're gonna go all over the place.
Exactly. It's that
more
final
time,
tour.
and
Yeah.
then we're gonna say see you later.
Until the next time.
Well, Gibson's going to say, see you later. Morton's still wrestling.
Exactly.
To be fair, he's wrestling with his son, so I can't blame him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, I got you. So that makes sense then. Still makes no sense they did the match immediately after, but again, WCW's got WCW. Let's see, next up, why the hell did this happen? Disco Inferno defeats La Parka next. You got Bill Goldberg defeating Brad Armstrong in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Actually, every time I see a Goldberg match, I'm reading out the time from this point on. Because that other match went, 6 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
That was a marathon.
Whew. That's 3 of these matches. What do you mean?
Yes, exactly.
My God. Let's see. Cruiserweight title match. Oh, boy. So this is another Cruiserweight title versus mass match. Chris Jericho defeating Juventud Guerrera, which I forgot about this match happening on this show.
So my sister was so happy when Juventud Guerrera got his mask taken off. She thought he was a cute.
Yeah, I'm about to say
fella.
He's a stud. Yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't surprise me. You know, what I've learned is most of these masked wrestlers, studs under the mask.
Andrade,
stud.
Yeah, Roosh, yes,
stud. I'm like, what? Why do you guys wear masks? Legato, stud.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar? Sorry, I forgot Legato's the stable.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the person.
Well, that's why my initial look was like, oh, but yeah, he was.
I mean, to be fair, all three of those
El
guys are
Fantasma.
masked wrestlers at some point and did get unmasked. Except for Zima Iman.
Well, he still wore a hood. It was like a helmet hood, but he still wore a hood.
Right, he did. But
as DJZ.
As DJZ. Yeah.
Man, I love that guy.
Man, he's a great. He's so good.
He's one of those fine examples of why that I think having weight division wrestling would be a good idea, because don't get me wrong, I still think the top title should be non-weight specific, but I'd totally cruiserweight title that guy up.
Oh, for
Love
sure.
it.
He was X Division. TNA did it.
Yep.
I mean, I know X Division isn't technically a cruiserweight title, but
it's a
aside from
cruiser ability division.
Yeah, I was about to say, aside from Abyss, everyone can do cruiserweight stuff. Joe can do cruiserweight stuff.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were going to say it was cruiserweight.
Size
weight, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Sorry.
Yeah, because even Brian Cage could do the work. He didn't fit the size, but he could do the flying.
So could Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Man, that was a great gimmick Bobby had in TNA, where he just had
everything.
They said, "Man, somebody literally woke up that morning and said, damn, that Bobby Lashley's a stud. Give him everything. Give him all the belts. Just see what happens."
That's a good look. It's a good look. Yeah.
My God, they said Ultimo dragging him up. All right. Sorry, coming back to reality. So Hoovy lost his mask in this match. Jericho retained the cruiserweight title. Then you got your British Bulldog defeating Steve McMichael by referee's decision. What? Did he knock him out or something?
I don't know.
All right, WCW winning.
Yes.
U.S. title, got Diamond Dallas Page defeating Chris Benoit. Sure, that was a fun match. Let's see. Then next up, you got a no disqualification match. You got Borno Luger defeating Randy Savage in 7 minutes. Man, Luger's really pushing the envelope in these matches. I'm sure he's exhausted. 7 minute no disqualification match. And let's see. You got a WCW World Tag Team title match. I feel
like you just keep naming off matches.
Yeah, it's because there's like 50 of them. Don't worry, all these matches go less than 10 minutes. Actually, this one I'm about to break went 4. And it's a World Tag Team title match.
Exciting.
Featuring the Outsiders with Dusty Rhodes defeating the Steiner Brothers with DiBiase in 4 minutes. Title change.
Yay.
In 4 minutes.
Yeah.
WCW. The sad part is that could have been a good match. But I know it wasn't going to be a good match in 4 minutes. All right, let me read this last title match before I throw this piece of paper. All right, you got Sting defeating... was the belt vacant and I missed it?
Yes, the belt was vacant.
Okay.
Because of the Bret Hart shenanigans, blah, blah, blah.
All that crap they said, okay, vacate the belt. All right, got it. So Billionaire Ted said shut that down. Let's see, you got Sting defeating Hogan in 15 minutes, big title change, or title retention in this case. I'm not really sure.
It's complicated.
Yeah. All right. At least Sting won. That's all I care about. All right, coach us up, coach. Tell us what happened.
All right, so I cut down the card significantly.
Thank God.
The original card
so many matches.
Had in excess of 10 matches. I'm down to 8. They're solid. They're better. They're smooth.
Succinct.
So we open up with Rick Martel defending against Perry Saturn. He has won the United States title from Booker T on TV. He drops the title to Saturn because injury. I can't unbook injuries. That's one of the golden rules of the show.
Good rule, to be fair.
Lex Luger takes on Ming in the second match of the night. 2 NWOites. It is a hard-hitting affair because that's what Ming does. Luger is as a stiff worker too, so it just makes good common sense.
I like to see him try and hurt Ming.
It looks as though I didn't book a winner, but we'll give it to Luger because Ming never got pushed, even though he should have.
Big time.
Match 3, Brad Armstrong versus Bill Goldberg. Obviously, Bill Goldberg goes over. He's still on his streak.
You got the number? No,
I don't. I think I have it on next week's episode. I didn't throw something at this.
It was a curiosity.
No, it's all good. So Booker T wrestles the British Bulldog and Steve Mongo McMichaels. Again, this is just a way to do WCW fun stuff. But during the match, I have the British Bulldog walk out and he hugs Bret Hart stabbing WCW in the back, joining NWO because, again, ex-WWF guy.
Makes sense.
Fifth match of the night, we have the Cruiserweight title versus mass match. Chris Jericho wins, Juvi unmasks. We now have Randy Savage teaming up with Bryan Adams, formerly Crush, to take on the Steiner brothers because Bryan Adams and Randy Savage are real life friends. That's the reason Savage put him over at WrestleMania 10 in Savage's last WWF. Was it his last WWF match or his last WrestleMania match? But regardless,
I think it was his last WrestleMania match. I want to say he had one last match.
Okay, but regardless, they're real life friends, so I have them team up here. Savage is working babyface on the NWO show. Steiner's a babyface. Bryan Adams is trying to convince Savage to be nefarious because
Come the dark side.
yeah, because Crush is a no good dirty heel who's just in the Nation of Domination. So the seventh and semi-main event is a weird match that I almost now wish that I would have flip-flopped with the... Screw it. Steiner's, Savage, and Adams are semi-main. This is the sixth match of the night. Hogan backing up the Nasty Boys, taking on Hall and Nash, who is backed up by Luger. The reason being is I wrote it was 6, but I'm pretty sure he's either gone or shortly gone from the company. Yeah, I actually think he's gone from the company. I shouldn't have booked him for it. So I'm taking 6 out of this match, just making it the Outsiders versus the Nasty Boys. Hogan and Luger on the outside bickering, but their bickering doesn't last for long because the Stinger comes out with his ball bat and he's out for justice. Sting is basically the only WCW guy who is still having anything to do with the NWO because he feels so slighted. The main event of the evening is probably never going to get booked by WCW, but Chris Benoit challenging Diamond Dallas Page for the World Championship. Benoit is backed up by Arn and Rick, but DDP retains because, again, I only ever book 5 WCW World Champions with this title, just like they do in real life, and Page is still holding the title. Because Diamond Dallas Page is awesome. And he was over. He was the People's Champion. As much as The Rock said he was the People's Champion, the fact is...
He was the real People's Champion.
Exactly. He was the blue jean wearing, blue collar working. He was the man's man. The Rock, he was...
Wasn't he 40 during this run?
What does it matter?
No,
he was.
That was a genuine curiosity.
I do think it was in his 40s, but he was still a guy that people looked up to and said, man, that's...
No, I wasn't saying that as a slight on him. I was saying it as that's impressive.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Page has always been impressive. He didn't break into wrestling until he was in his 30s.
Damn, that's so cool.
Like he did commentary and managing, but
right, but he never wrestled.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
no, more of a compliment.
Oh,
trust me, I love DDP
for sure. So
man can probably wrestle better than most people now.
That's a good point, and definitely connect with the audience. But thank you for coming back, brother. It was so fun going down memory lane with you. Thank you for watching, viewer. If you have not picked up your copy of Everlasting Survivors All Day Long, Volume 1, there are limited first printings still available at Etsy.com. This is the Jeff Hicks cover. There is also a Nick Crook cover. And once these sell out, they will never be printed again. There are new covers to be coming on the relaunch. But yeah. Tune in Sunday, and then come back next Wednesday as we continue our trip down the WCW rewrite with the Wednesday night wrestling remix.
See you later.